Hello. Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me. Is it okay, the sound? Let me know. Let's see. Let's see who's here first. Sound good? Penny Lane is the first one here. You weren't able to find what the previous live stream? Oh, I'm sorry. I know that it's been like issues going on, like people with their what is it, notification. That's been a thing. So I if I knew what to say, it's not like we can call them up and say, hey, YouTube, we're having trouble with like they don't have tech support. Hello there, Gemini 24 and Lori. Oh, let's see with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know there's a lot of talk about that. We'll talk about it. Tracy Wu from Hong Kong. Hello. Audrey from Pennsylvania. Oh, you couldn't wait. Oh, this is so. Hey, Roro Flicks. Thanks for joining. Kate. Hello. MJ Rotundi. I haven't seen you in a minute. And Marlon. Hello. Marlon. I love it. Marlon's in the house. Joyce and Anne. I had two numbers and neither one worked. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that. Oh, gosh. Yes. Hi, Nancy. Nancy saying hi to everybody. Patrice. Hello. Joyce. And you said 5 times 5. Tell me what that is. I know I probably knew. Think mirror. Yes, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Hey, Christine. CWS from Southern Cali. And Uma for Freedom. Yay, you joined us earlier. And Salty Mobs. Oh my gosh. I'm honored to have a salty mob here. Salty Moab, I mean. Same thing, right? I am part of the salty army. I consider myself salty graham cracker, okay? Salty cinnamon graham cracker. Am I freezing already? It's already giving me trouble. Look at that. Yes, we have salty. That's Salt Queen, right? And that who's part of the salty army? Drop a salt shaker in there if you're part of the salty army. I love salty cracker so much. I've talked about him and people are sick of me talking about salty cracker. Susan, hello. Tam, Golden Goddess, hello. Lisa, hey there, Emily. Elizabeth, Brenda, Seabreeze, Jan, Lisa, look at that. Herschel, hello, Herschel. Johnny Borealis, Losha, I'm so glad you joined. Evolutions, I love the songs you share in the comment section. Nancy, you love, oh yes, my bee earrings. I feel like they're my little, like a blankie, okay? Makes me feel more secure. Gail from Alabama. Look at that. Jeff Bishop. Whoa, Jeff. Yes. Look at the bird on his shoulder. I love it. Bridget, hey there from the Bay Area. Callie. Yes, Kate, lots of distractions. I want to talk about that. Hey, love, laugh, live. Yes, Phil, not Bill. These names, I swear. Okay, we have a Salty Army member. You guys like my name I've given myself? I would love to meet Salty, okay? And the Salt Queen and the Salt Panther. I have like a cat like the Salt Panther, black cat. But yes, I gave myself my own name, Salty Cinnamon Graham Cracker, okay? Molly Moose. So I'm taking it you can here. Yes, Ree. We've got to make them Ree. Timothy, for anybody who knows, you know if you know, as they say, right? We've got Candace. We are all part of the Salty Army. Unequally Chris, hello from Sedona, Arizona. I always have to sing that one. Hey, 8 Wind is timeless. Greetings. Thank you for joining again. We've got lots of Salty Army. Oh my, now this is a name that I haven't seen for a while. Vincent, Mr. Emerald City Dunn. Hello, I'm so glad that you are here. It's been a minute, hasn't it? It's always like a nice family reunion. Roxanne from Detroit. Oh yeah, all these names. We've been together for so long, right? Hey Mia. Okay, so I'll jump in and chat a little bit more. You said you're in Florida near President Trump. You see lots of big planes flying over the ocean. Nice, nice. Nancy, you're a salty sister too. I love it. Hi, Lori from Albany, New York. Whoa, I bet it's cold up there, huh? That's the isn't that the what do they call it? The why am I the capital of the state? Owl, Kami. Oh, I love that. Beautiful. Jay Blair, invest in salt mines. Not a bad thought. Yes, the salt is flowing in here. Oh my gosh, look how Salty has started something. Boss Lady Wesley, hey there. Love it. It's freezing. Yeah, I bet it is. Okay, I hope this live stream doesn't start freezing. Okay, so let's jump into our presentation. Let's talk about this trial, the first day of the trial, and get your impressions of what you have thought, are thinking. What's your feel on the day one? I mean, we talked about a little bit of the pre-trial. We had pre-trial conversations to get us up to speed so we could kind of be on the same page when we discuss things. Oh, wow. Look at that. Somebody, a new name. Look at that. Jay Shack. So excited. Oh, I'm glad you caught us live. Welcome and thank you. So today, for anybody who woke up early on the East Coast, there were lots of different people that were giving information in terms of how to listen in on this trial, because it is a federal case. They are not televised, live streamed, and all of that. They are recorded. I mean, it is being recorded, but I guess it's for the purposes of having something, for the file, but not for the public. And as I told you all, when I got fact checked, I shared a meme about, how we're distracted and this is the case that we should be paying attention to. I got fact checked that, it's a federal case. I looked into it like I told you all, but I did learn that there are alternatives. There are exceptions that state by state, they may allow for a federal case to be shared with the public in some way. I guess they were doing pilot programs. And these are the things that we're learning. We're becoming more aware of how our country operates. Okay. We weren't paying attention to a lot of these things, many of us, not to say all of us, but I, for one, was not paying attention to these details. And these are the kind of things we want to, moving forward, we want to look into this, because a trial like this should not be masked and cloaked from the public. Okay. There are ways they can do it, but this is a huge trial. And I do believe that we, the public, we, the people, everywhere, all around the world, should have access to this trial in some way. And I looked at somebody's Twitter account today, and they made a really good point, saying that there were a lot of girls that were taken from South Africa that were on board these planes and everything, going to the islands, going to the European chalets and all of these properties that Epstein and Maxwell had. So because of all of these variants and everything, and they started that up, wasn't that interesting, this Omicron? And somebody said Omarion, like the singer. No, it's not Omarion. But we can say that. You know how we have to change our words. Let's start saying Omarion. We'll call it Omarion. Okay. So thank you. That will work. Actually, we're going to keep that on the table. But all of these distractions that are taking our focus away from this case, this trial, we figured, right, at this point, because we are totally now, I am glad that we did that comparison to the OJ trial, because that let us know. A lot of you said that is an FF. Now that you're looking at it in retrospect, you don't believe that it was real. I love all of the tinfoil hat conspiracy theories. I really love them. I eat them up. Yum, yum, yum. Put them in the chatmosphere. If you have more, share them. I'm open. If you don't think that I'm correct, again, if you're new to this meep meep group that meets here on the interwebs, you are welcome to correct me. You can fact check me. I have tough skin somewhat, okay? If you're nice about it, okay? Because anybody, will just not respond to mean comments, okay? But if you don't think I'm right, come on, tell me what you think. Let's have a debate or something. Come on, I'll give you a link. You could come on if you want. And you can talk about what you're thinking. I would love it. Hey, Money honey, how are you? So that's the thing. Hey, Adam, you're here. Conspiracy cookies. Yum yum. I hope they have chips. Let's see. I think I saw our girl. Wait, is she here? White Medea. It's not a party until White Medea is in the chatmosphere. Thank you, White Medea, for staying up a little bit, because I know sometimes you complain that I start these live streams a little late, but I'm glad that you're here. I hope you stay for the entire live stream. So without further ado, let's just talk about, I'll go back to the fact that the timing of when whoever shared this information about, I'll say disinformation about we would be able to listen in on the trial. It was Fugazi, okay, janky. And it was from an October trial. So, okay, we all got like punked. But, don't get upset, because that's part of this learning process. That means we are engaged and we care. And it also lets us know that they don't want us to know about this trial. Now, I follow a particular gentleman, and I like him a lot. I've been following him for at least a couple of years or more. And last night, I think it was last night, I believe, he had a live stream, and he is of the belief that there is no trial going on. Okay, there's no trial. He feels like this is way above our pay grade. This is lodge business. Okay, he uses that term a lot. This is lodge business, and he doesn't believe Ghislaine is in prison. She's long gone with Epstein. They're on a beach somewhere sipping cocktails. Okay, with little umbrellas in them. You like that, Fugazi? Or you could say Fugazi, whatever you want. But I mean, I like to hear, that's what I'm saying. We're at a point now that reality is, have you ever like been in the ocean and you were, catching a wave, but the wave caught you and you got tumbled and you didn't know what was up, downside, or anything? That is how our times are right now with this information, disinformation, COINTELPRO. We have infiltration. We have everything. I could start a whole rap on it. Okay. I might do a rap on infiltration and the COINTELPRO. Every good movement or bad movement has been infiltrated. Okay. Even down to the Black Panthers. For anyone who has an opinion, a negative opinion about the Black Panthers, I want to just say that initially, that was a group in the Bay Area. Where's my Bay Area sis? You probably know or have heard a lot about the initial mission of the Black Panthers. They wanted to take care of their own community, meaning they didn't want government handouts. They wanted to take care of poverty. That means if they wanted to do a lunch program in the schools. Now, I could be wrong. There could be a whole lot of other stuff, but I'm just telling you that this group initially had community interest and they got infiltrated, you know, and I was a part of a pro-life movement. It was just, really great. They had great leadership. It was right around the time it was the 40th anniversary of the Roe v. Wade. And there were a couple of guys in the movement that were rising up. And that's what happens. Some people, they want the attention, the fame. We're seeing a little bit of that. People get a little bit of importance and they can't handle it. It's something about us as humans. We cannot handle fame. That's my opinion. I don't think anybody can handle fame well. Hey, 420 Wall Dragon, how you doing? So, this is the thing about fame. When people get that attention and those dopamine hits, it is addictive. And what it does is it can bring out the worst part of a person. So what happened in the movement, this pro-life movement I was involved with, the two guys began to become rivals and they tore the whole movement apart. Soon as I kind of felt that, I just started to distance myself because it just became it was sad to me because we were gaining traction and we could have done some good things to roll back this great evil of genocide in the womb. But what happened is, I believe, COINTELPRO, and yeah, okay, if you want to look into that, we talked about it a little bit. Yeah, so I just want to say that happens in movements. You can almost expect it. It's like clockwork. Like, okay, when is the infiltration coming? When are the fights coming? You saw it in the rap world, right? But that generates money and buzz, and it probably does in all movements because people like negativity. They love to see fighting. And remember the Biggie and the Tupac, the East Coast, the West Coast rappers. It ended in bloodshed, of course, lost life, but because the rhetoric was so negative that the egos and the things get in the way. And it was probably a whole lot more to it. Like, we could throw our tinfoil hat theories in there, but that's what happens, unfortunately. But I just don't like it. Nobody, when you really are in it for, it's a heart reason, you're sad, when things splinter and break apart, that it was going well. So without getting too far into that, the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, like I said, this particular person that I listened to, he just feels like, why don't we have a mugshot? Where is her booking picture? And, I did have a problem with that. I don't know if we talked about that in some of the previous live streams, but has anybody seen a booking mugshot of Ghislaine? Because the only picture I have of her looking rough would have been, maybe she looked a little bit rough when she was at the In-N-Out burger spot. She didn't look like the Ghislaine and the, Town and Country Vanity Fair pictures that we see her. She looked like a regular schmegular chick, right? But that picture of her with the kind of black eye that she was, trying to get sympathy, that's the only picture I could say was a bad picture of her, because she, being a socialite, was always like, face was beat to the gods, the hair and everything, and the designer clothes. So I'm just saying, most people have a mugshot. But I did look up, because this guy really got me thinking, because he confirmed some of my suspicions, okay? Because I'm just going to keep my tinfoil hat nearby, okay? Where I can put it on when I need. But I was wondering, why does she not have a busted up mugshot booking picture. Why? I mean, that's sort of treating her like she's above everyone else. Everybody else had. Did you? You know me, I'm about to go off into some tangents. Oh my God. Can you recall some of the mug shots that we've seen over the years? Did you guys, do you remember James Brown's mugshot? Oh my God. I can recall it. It was so crazy. His hair was just everywhere. I mean, oh my goodness. And then it's been a few, where you're like, whoa, this is like that, wall of shame. It is a humiliation. But why is she? Somebody said mine are horrible. Did you say you have terrible mugshots? Adam, do you have mugshots out there? Don't tell us that. Somebody will probably pull it up. Yeah, you remember Vincent James Brown? Oh my God. It was a mess, right? He looked rough, baby, rough, because James Brown did those processing, like kind of like my hair. And oh my God, when he didn't have his products, woo, baby. I'm just saying, Nick Nolte was another. It was very similar to James Brown. Gary Busey had one. Oh my gosh. Mine is young. Oh, you guys, I love you all. This is Revelation Monday. White Medea has some booking mugshots. You said mine is young and you look pretty. Oh. Okay. Zoop. I'm going to zip it up and get it together. But okay, when he said that, I was like, oh, so there is a school of thought out there, just so you know, that they believe that this is not really happening. It's like, wow, I just feel like I took a mushroom or something. It's so crazy. What's reality anymore? Okay. So I would like to know, because there are some press people that, I mean, they're in the overflow rooms. Isn't it like 520, the overflow room or something like that I read? And what are they looking at? Like, what's going on? Tell me what you think. Do you think this is really happening? Do you think we're being punked? What? Okay, so I looked it up, and this particular, let's see, this particular blogger, let's see, she goes by the name Burnley Louise. She said, why do people want to see Ghislaine Maxwell's mugshot? Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested in July, I believe 2020, right? Yeah. And her case, this is an old thing, but she was just saying, there's one glaring omission which has people clamoring for answers. Ghislaine Maxwell's mugshot has not been released. The curious are dying to see it, and the conspiracy theorists are spinning crazy stories. Why nobody has seen the mugshot? The real explanation as to why nobody has seen Maxwell's mugshot is rather underwhelming, but don't worry. We'll still tell you the crazy conspiracies in a moment. So she says the mugshot hasn't been released simply because it's against policy. What policy would that be? Okay, she says the DOJ doesn't allow for the release of mugshots unless there is a legitimate purpose to do so for law enforcement. For example, if Maxwell escaped or went on the run, then her mugshot would likely be released for all to see. Another reason the photo is nowhere to be found is because it may affect the trial. Jurors are sometimes swayed by seeing photographs of people in jail. So allowing the mugshot to be public or including it in her indictment could affect her future jury's opinion of her. On to the conspiracies. This is the part we like. Yum. She wasn't arrested. Wait a minute. Yeah. That's what one of them is, that she wasn't arrested in the first place. Some are starting to believe that Ghislaine Maxwell was never actually arrested since they have no photographic proof of it. People on Twitter have started their skepticism, asking questions like, is there even one picture or video of Ghislaine Maxwell that proves she's in custody? We're not sure what this user is expecting to have photos of. Prisons aren't exactly notorious for having readily available cameras or group photo shoots, whether you're famous or not. Some believe that she's not alive. Others believe Ghislaine isn't alive anymore, but the government is lying about it. After all, her longtime friend and business associate, Jeffrey Epstein, died in prison last year, did he? While awaiting trial for his crimes. And when, how, and why the internet conspiracy theories believe she died is not explained. We really think Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyers would be very surprised to find out the woman they've already been working so hard to defend isn't alive. A deal already made. Yet other theories state that Maxwell has already made some kind of deal with the government or court. Again, theorists don't explain their thinking, whether they think she's already been given freedom to disappear or is being held in some kind of house arrest. Nobody knows. Though, again, we think the people who have reported on her prison conditions would be rather confused by these claims. What say you? What do you think? These are the conspiracy theories that are floating. You may agree with some of them, but it is something to think of, because I hadn't thought about that until, like I said, this gentleman, he was just like scolding people because, the designer, I shared his picture, the designer, let's see if I can share it with you all. Hold up, okay? How's it going? What are you all saying? Which way is up, right? We're being tossed by the wave, right? Which way is up? What are you saying, Emily? They lie about everything. So yeah, we should question everything at this point, right? Hey, T. Witten, 828, how are you? No cameras in jail, especially if you're Epstein yourself. If you Epstein yourself, that's right. And there's always one that says this right here. You can always, these are almost making me, I almost giggle snort when one of you put that in there. I love it. It's always so funny. Molly says she's not dead. She didn't kill herself. We already know that, okay? Let's see. I'm going to go to I just want to show you all a picture for those that don't follow me on the YouTubes. I had shared let me see. I shared a picture of a designer who he died right before the trial. It was weird. But okay, he's listed. Let me go. They say he's number 28 on the list, the list that has been shared and shared and shared. A lot of people have debunked it. They've debunked the list. What do you think about the list? Do you think it's been debunked? Let me get a bigger view. Okay, do you see this man right here? His name is Virgil Abloh. He's from Ghana, and he was the artistic director of Louis Vuitton, if you're into Louis Vuitton. And Off-White was his own brand. I believe it was headquartered out of Milan, Italy. So he was a rather fabulous man in the fashion world, if you're into all those kinds of things. And he was also a DJ, okay? So I happened to peruse his Instagram to see, okay, the kind of cancer. They said he had a secret illness. He was fighting for maybe 2 years. It was a secret illness. And it was cancer of the heart, which is very rare, extremely rare. But I figured, oh well, cancer of the heart, that means like tumors all inside, outside the heart. That would make a person a little bit tired here and there. I was wondering what he was maybe doing activity wise, and it looked like he was traveling the world. He was on private jets, jetting all around. Um, he was DJing, those kind of fabulous parties that the fashionistas go to and people that are in the in crowd, the cool kids. So he was doing a lot. I mean, there were pictures of him all over, and he was at the Met Gala, I believe, this year. And he didn't look sick to me, but I could be wrong. I've only been a nurse for 30 plus years. I guess I could kind of see things on people. He looked pretty healthy, okay? Extremely vibrant. But I'm not judging, I'm just saying these are my observations. So, a lot of people had theories about him because his name was listed on a list of a case, an indictment kind of thing. But people have said that that was dismissed and it was, thrown out. But the thing is, a lot of things are thrown out doesn't mean that they're not legitimate. There's no smoke there. So I'm just going to say that it may have been thrown out and dismissed, but I am reserving judgment. I'm just saying it was strange, the timing. Would you say? I think a little bit strange. Okay, so that was something that happened the day before the trial. So that would be November 28th. He just died. Okay. So anyway, moving on. What are you all saying? Marlon says she's doing the Gitmo meep meep. I mean, she might do better in Gitmo. It's prettier. It's an island in the Caribbean. Doesn't she like islands? So maybe Gitmo might be nice. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, she's complaining about the conditions in Brooklyn. I think she'd be better served to take a flight. She likes airplanes. Take her on down to the spa, right? Yeah, I think so. I think you're onto something there. Okay, so back to my screen share. Alrighty. So, we're talking about who is Ghislaine going to throw under the bus. Okay. Hey, Kim. Hi there, Kim. You mean her room might be nicer? I've heard Gitmo is pretty nice. I don't know. You tell me. That would be great. You think? Yeah, I mean, maybe she'd be better there. Better weather and stuff like that. I don't know. So anyway, this trial, what are some of the issues I saw coming up? There was a man. I know a lot of you all are on Telegram. There was a gentleman, he goes by Golden Renaissance Productions on YouTube here. Well, everybody put his YouTube up and said, if you can't get into the number that was shared, go on to his YouTube channel. Now, this is a guy who basically he said he only had like a few, maybe 100, less than 100 subs. He wakes up this morning to thousands of people waiting in his live stream, and it scared the man. Okay. I mean, this guy was like, what in the heck happened overnight? But it was because people were sharing it on Telegram. So it was really funny to hear him. Like, he was just, were you all on he did a live stream for hours. I mean, he stopped when they stopped the day one. Okay. So it was quite cute. But moving on to what I want to talk about here. That was number one, is the phone number was Fugazi. And let me move on to the next slide. This happened, okay? We had Jack. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road. He's got the Gitmo beard. And I know I said I like terrorist beards, but I don't like this one. This is not it, okay? This is not it, Jack. Get back, Jack. We don't want you. But I hear that his colleague took over. What's the guy's name? By Jacko, Wacko Jacko. What's the guy's name that took over? He's no better. I know, right? He's no better, but we don't know. And we don't know what's really going on behind the scenes, but we just know this was weird to happen today, right? So the stocks were trading like crazy. They had to stop it. So I'm sure people got a little bit of insider info that was going on, right? Let's see. What are you saying? TWT Witten. I looked up the phone number if court case again today on the justice website's no longer available. Yeah, I'm sure they were getting bombarded, right? So anyway, Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter, stepped down, and we could have a little fun. Bye, Jack. So that happened. The Jussie Smollett, or if you call him Smollett, his trial also started. Odd, right? Yeah, kind of odd. And this is what it looked like this morning. The courthouse in the Southern District of New York. I don't know if they had a limit to how many they were letting in, but yeah, this is what it looked like. You had protesters, you had people with signs and things like that. I don't have any photos of that, but that happened. So if you want to know some of the players, let's kind of know who these people are. Hi, Abe. Well, hello. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so let's see. Let's see what some people are saying. I want to get to some of your things. Monica is saying, yes, that is quite a coincidence to die from a secret battle with cancer right before this trial. Yeah, like they debunk everything. I think the list is real. Some people think it's real. They don't care that somebody's debunked it. I mean, when you hear that something is debunked at this point, it's like, okay, it's true then, okay? But the thing that I found odd, because it's just so many ironies. They say he was fighting a secret battle, but the day that he dies, they tell us what he died of. Is it me, you guys? I'm just wondering, like, okay, what happened to HIPAA? Why do we have to know that he died of cardiac what is it? What am I can't even, cancer, heart cancer. I'm tripping today. But I'm just saying, like, if it was so secret, I'm just saying, I feel like I'm tripping half the time. These people don't even make any sense. They're not good at lying, and then they are good at lying sometimes. It's a toss up. But anyway, we have the judge, which is Judge Allison Nathan. She's from my hometown, Philadelphia. She's a Philly John. And yeah, we know she was appointed by Obama and those people, or Biden. But even though, I mean, the appointments come from a certain area, it doesn't determine the outcome. So let's just hold and reserve our, judgments. Irony, judgments. I don't know, you guys. I feel so confused. But anyway, this is the judge. So, maybe it won't be a big deal like Judge Ito. I'm going to continue to compare this trial to the OJ trial. I don't think Judge Allison Nathan's name is going to be something we remember. I don't know. They're just cloaking this too much. And this is Ghislaine and her lawyer, looking kind of cozy, right, in their mask. So I guess this is lead attorney. This would be like Johnny Cochran of her dream team, Bobby Sternheim. I think she also may have represented Osama bin Laden. Wow, what a client list, huh? If I'm wrong, go ahead and fact check me. I don't care. I'm not going to take it personally. Was she the judge for Osama bin Laden before he got 86th? Locked for life 707. Thanks for joining. How you doing? You said if it wasn't true, they wouldn't censor us. That's my belief. Yes, exactly. If we're just like these crazy conspiracy, like tinfoil hat, like cuckoos, why do they worry about what we're saying. Like, right? Just there you guys go. There you go. Always. You said, Roxanne, the judge makes you nervous. You don't trust her to be nonpartisan. I mean, but when have we ever trusted these people? That's what I'm kind of thinking. I'm like, what has changed? We're in this crazy country at this point. We've let it get hijacked with these cuckoo people. They have infiltrated every area of our society, and we're just waking up to it. So I'm just thinking, and what's changed, right? So, okay, we're just aware now. That's all. They've had this thing rigged for a long time. Since when? I don't know. When have we had fair courts and fair elections? Oh, I shouldn't say that word. When have we had them? I'm just saying. You said lizard people. So, okay, Bobby Sternheim. She is the main lead attorney. So I'm just giving her like she's the Johnny Cochran of this thing. You said they're all cray. They are all. And then we have Maureen Comey. I know that really freaked a lot of people out. Don't lose heart, okay? We have to, this is at this point, we, the people who pray, you got to pray. You got to add some oomph to your prayers. If you have to fast and pray, and I mean, these are the days of prayer, major prayer, because God can work on the hearts of anybody and get any outcome. So I'm going to reserve like I said, my judgment until this thing plays out. Wow, look at that. Our long lost sister, Betty Daly. I thought you didn't love me anymore, Betty. I'm so glad to see you. I was happy to see you commenting. I saw your comments. I read your comments, by the way, and please do not get mad at me if I don't answer all of them. I've noticed that I can't see them all. I go into this one area in YouTube, and they keep all these comments hidden. So I don't even see all of them. I don't understand what they're doing, but please give me a chance to kind of dig around and find the comments that YouTube hides. I don't know. It may be because if you have certain throttled words in your comment, they may put it in this like hidden area. It's really strange. So anyway, Betty's here. Look at that, Betty. We're so happy to see you. Yes. So Maureen Comey is another one, okay? She's the daughter of, the former FBI, James Comey. So just because he's her father doesn't mean she likes him, okay? I have to be silly. I'm just telling you guys. She may not have like the perfect, thing going on with her dad, okay? I'm just saying, we don't know. I don't know. You may know more about her. I don't have her whole 411, but she's part of the dream team for Ghislaine. And today they brought to the stand, I believe he may have been the first witness, is the pilot, one of the pilots that did a lot of piloting, Paul Vysotsky, okay? Now, there were lots of people that were on the payroll as pilots, aviators for this big international operation of bringing children back and forth all over the globe. This is international. This is not a local issue. That's why we should be concerned. Someone asked, like, what should we do? Should we call the FCC, put pressure on them? We need this thing publicized somehow. Like, come on, man. Mama Orico, you love when I'm silly. I've got to be a little silly because this stuff is crazy making. Mama, this will make you go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Juan is here. Hey, Juan, how are you? Thanks for joining. Yes, so Paul gave testimony today. I think I have something here to talk about his testimony. Just share an article here. Let's see what we have here. All righty. Can you see that okay? All right. So the prosecutors call Epstein's pilot. And again, when we say Epstein interchangeably, it's Maxwell as well. Okay. Prosecutors call Epstein pilot as witness in Ghislaine Maxwell trial. There he is, Paul. Prosecutors on Monday call one of Jeffrey Epstein's personal pilots as the first witness. Isn't that interesting? He's the first witness in their sex trafficking case against Ghislaine Maxwell. Lawrence Paul Vysotsky Jr. was hired by Epstein in 1991, was asked about the relationship between the late pedophile. Wow, they don't hold any punches in this one, huh? The other people like to say he's a financier. Oh, Jeffrey Epstein, the financier. And they like to call her the socialite, the British socialite. But this, oh, wow, I like this writing. The late pedophile and his longtime alleged madam. Oh, wow. Describing it as more personal than business. You think? I would even categorize it as romantic. Really, Paul? He said, noting it was more couple-ish. Couple-ish. Witness Lawrence Paul Vysotsky Jr., a pilot for Jeffrey Epstein, testifies at the start of the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. Okay. He goes by the nickname Larry. He said he never witnessed them kiss or hold hands. Vysotsky testified that when he met Maxwell, she managed Epstein's many households, including hiring staff and decorating his residences. Prosecutors in their opening statements early Monday had described the British socialite as a lady of the house. I heard she was the lady of the house. That's what the butler said, who was involved in every detail of Epstein's life. Ghislaine Maxwell listens as defense attorney Bobby Sternheim gives her opening statement at the start of Maxwell's trial on charges of sex trafficking in a courtroom sketch in New York City. Ghislaine listens as defense attorney Bobby gives her, oh, they just repeated that. Oh, it's just repeating. Okay, the feds are making the argument that Maxwell 59 was the sick financier's partner in crime and an essential participant in his scheme to sexually abuse children. They say underage girls. Children. She has denied the charges, and her attorneys have repeatedly claimed that she's being scapegoated for the government's failure to bring Epstein to trial. Vysotsky flew the convicted creep's private jet, the Lolita Express, for over a quarter century. He may know a few things, huh? Reportedly shuttling high-profile figures, including Prince Andrew, I was about to say Prince Charles, Kevin Spacey, and former presidents Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. His testimony is expected to continue when the proceedings resume Tuesday morning. So the pilot was the first one. How do you all feel about hearing about President Trump's name being named? How do you all feel? Because I know this is something, I mean, listen, when it comes to where we are, and I mean, I know I've defended President Trump for the longest in terms of this case. His name is being put in here. In fact, I came across the Black Book. Somebody shared a link for the Black Book, and I can share that with you all if you've never seen it. The Black Book that we hear about. Now, In the black book, there are some names in there that are a little bit troubling. I mean, I saw Joan Rivers and her daughter Melissa in there. Don't come at me, Melissa. I'm just saying what I read, okay? Allegedly, I'll just put allegedly's. And I saw a lot of Kennedys in there, a lot of Kennedys, okay? I know that family is not so kosher, a lot of them. We here believe that the junior and the senior were good Kennedys, okay? And we also know Robert Jr. out there fighting the good fight on the jab front. He's going up against Fauci, that we believe he's a good guy, right? A good Kennedy. But there are a lot of names in there that'll really shock you. And, we have to come to, look, I don't know who is going to be called to testify, but I don't think they're going to bring many people forward. This is just my opinion. This black book goes on and on and on. But listen, it is what it is. We know that President Trump was very instrumental in getting Jeffrey Epstein really brought to trial. So it is a lot of it's how do you explain things like that? If you have your cuckoo family members who want to always they still have that Trump derangement syndrome, what do you say to that? Yeah, exactly. I saw Ivanka. I didn't see Melania's name, but I saw Ivanka and the other. So it's Ivanka and what is the other with the I? The wife, the ex-wife. Anyway, her name, those names were in there. So yeah, I didn't see Melania's name though. Yeah. So that is that. So the thing that's going on now is there is a whole thing where they're really trying to pull the woman card, that Ghislaine was basically an underling and she was an abused woman. She was being controlled by this, psychopath, and she is a victim. So this is what they are pulling in terms of their defense for her, which come on, if you're going to have a defense, of course they're going to try this. They're trying to throw, of course, the victims under the bus. They're trying to say they were just after money, but there is a trust that has been held for these victim survivors. And why shouldn't they get money for what they've been through? Like I said on another live stream, this is the kind of trauma that messes up lives. And some people cannot conduct a life that people would say is stable and normal and whatever else. They can't work a 9-to-5 job because of their issues. And so why not have them live a comfortable life? Why not be awarded for their pain and suffering? I don't see what is so wrong with that. And if these women on the other side of this divide would really stop and think about this, why would they not see that a woman could be this strong and powerful? Don't they want women to be strong and powerful? No, they want now all women to be victims. They talk out of both sides of their mouth. And I know we all kind of have our little cognitive dissonance, but I'm just saying, one minute, she's this strong, independent woman, and then now she's like this little wilting flower controlled by this guy. But I don't know, it's something about this outfit that she's donning right here. It almost looks like she outranks Jeffrey. It's almost like she's letting us know who outranks who in this pyramid scheme of trafficking. I don't know, it's just me. It's my opinion. So let me go to that. Let me stop my screen a minute and read from that. Okay, so they're saying here, Ghislaine Maxwell being blamed for the bad behavior of Jeffrey Epstein, her attorney argues at trial. Just as Eve was blamed for the original sin, Ghislaine has been blamed for Jeffrey Epstein's sick sex abuse of children. Well, at least Daily News got that right. They didn't say underage women, they said children. An attorney for the British socialite told a jury on Monday. The unexpected Bible lesson came during defense lawyer Bobby Sternheim's opening statements in Manhattan federal court. Maxwell is accused of grooming Epstein's victims for his perverse abuse from the mid 1990s to the early 2000s. Quote, ever since Eve was accused of tempting Adam with the apple, women have been blamed for the bad behavior of men, Sternheim said in the Oxford educated socialite's highly anticipated sex trafficking trial. Quote, the charges against Ghislaine Maxwell for things that Jeffrey Epstein did, but she is not Jeffrey Epstein. She is not like Jeffrey Epstein. And she is not like any of the other men, powerful men, moguls, media giants who abuse women. Prosecutors, meanwhile, described Maxwell as a key enabler of Epstein's lifestyle, which revolved around defiling children. Maxwell was Epstein's best friend and right hand, Assistant U.S. Attorney Laura Pomerantz said. Maxwell allegedly lured children, many of them from broken homes, didn't I say that? Into Epstein's dangerous orbit through false promises to change their lives. I can make you a model. I can make you a star. You know that one. The defendant walked the girls into a room where she knew that a man would molest them. And there were times when she was in the room when it happened, making it all feel normal and casual, Pomerantz said in her first remarks to the jury. The defendant sexually exploited children. She preyed on vulnerable children, manipulated them, and served them up to be sexually abused. The defendant was trafficking children for sex. That is what this trial is about. Whether he was sleeping in his Upper East Side townhouse, a New Mexico ranch, or hosting luxury events on his private Caribbean island, Maxwell made sure a steady flow of children was available to the now deceased financier, Pomerantz said. The defendant and Epstein were partners in crime. They had a playbook. First, they got access to children, then gained their trust. They learned about each child's hopes and dreams, the prosecutor said. They learned about each girl's family. They often targeted girls of single mothers. She coerced the girls through luxury shopping outings, trips to the movies, and an interest in the minutiae of their lives, Pomerantz said. The prosecutor said 4 victims will tell jurors about how Maxwell initially served as a buffer to Epstein's abuse, waiting for him to pounce before she dropped her friendly facade. When the defendant sent a 14-year-old girl into a massage room with an adult man, she knew exactly what was going to happen, said Pomerantz. She was dangerous. She was setting young girls up to be molested by a predator. Sternheim, meanwhile, said Epstein was the elephant in the room. His suicide in August 2019, while awaiting trial for sex trafficking, resulted in prosecutors blaming Maxwell for his crimes, she argued. She is a target, a bullseye for anger for women who were or otherwise believed they were victimized by Epstein. Epstein's death left a gaping hole in the pursuit of justice for many of these now women who were children at the time. Ghislaine is on trial here, and you heard about the conduct of Jeffrey Epstein. She is filling that hole and filling an empty chair. She is a brand name. She is a lightning rod. She is a convenient stand-in for the man who can't be here. You see where this is going? Describing Epstein as a mysterious man without attachment, Sternheim said he manipulated Maxwell and others around him, keeping parts of his life locked from others, and always hiding the shadiest parts of his persona from his influential friends. He had no wife, he had no children, he had no boss, yet he attracted attention from these rich, powerful, famous people before and after his fall from grace back in 2008, she said. In many regards, he was like a 21st century James Bond. His mystery had stirred interest, and his accusers have shaken the money tree. And millions of dollars have fallen their way. Seeing the jury who will decide her fate for the first time Monday, the 59-year-old Maxwell appeared energetic. She wore a beige cashmere sweater and black slacks to opening arguments. Maxwell's lead attorney told the jury they would be tasked with deciding the fate of a woman who graduated from one of the most prestigious universities in the world, speaks multiple languages, and once counted the world's most influential people among her friends. As she can pilot a helicopter, she pilots a lot more than a helicopter, Sternheim said. The daughter of a British media mogul, Robert Maxwell, has pleaded not guilty to 6 counts alleging she trafficked children for illegal sex. She faces separate counts for allegedly lying under oath. What do you think about that? Do you see where they're going here? Do you see it? First of all, they had a memory expert. They were able, this is all the pre-trial activity. This is the whole zhuzh right here for day one. She's a victim. She is basically Eve. Okay? Eve. And they have a false memory expert that's coming in to, of course, discredit the memories of these 4 women who are going before this is going to be out of this world hard to do. We need to, like I said, keep them in prayer. But do you see what they're up against here? And the memory expert is going to try to say they don't remember what happened 20 some years ago. Well, how is it that all of us could remember all the details from the OJ trial? You guys were like rattling off details. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. You guys knew the Bruno Magli shoe. You guys knew details about that case. You don't even remember what you ate for lunch yesterday, some of you. But you remember that happened 27 years ago. So what's up with memory experts? What is the whole deal? Maybe we'll talk about memory, because I personally remember being a child 4 years old. I remember it. I remember things that happened to me because I went through a very traumatic childhood. So when you go through trauma, you'll remember things. You'll be amazed at the memory recall that you have. So this is going to be interesting to see what this expert says about their memory of events, because we've already heard Virginia Giuffre she had great recall. And somebody put in the chatmosphere that she kept a journal. She kept a diary, which a lot of young girls do, keep diaries. So the thing is like, okay, she's not testifying in this particular case, as a few of them aren't, because I think that maybe if they took some of the trust money, that maybe they had to sign something that they wouldn't bring any charges against her anymore. I don't know what all that was about, but I do not begrudge them for taking money. Money that, look, Jeffrey and this Ghislaine were making money hand over fist with their honeypot pyramid scheme that they were running. This was illegal money they were making off of the skin of children. So why would anybody begrudge them to get a financial settlement from that? I'm getting angry. Look at me. Ugh. I want to fly up to New York and I want to go to this trial. I really do. I want to be there in person. Then I'll tell you if it's really going on. If I see green screens and CGI stuff. Not that I'm an expert at that, but I'll just say, I'll tell you guys if I get a way to get up there, okay? Okay, so that's one of the things that they're trying to pull, these stunts. Even though there are 4 women, we know that there is a plethora of people, because this was an operation. This was a big business. They kept women coming. They said Ghislaine would run, she would run, what is it? She would run ads in the back of, like, back page or whatever these places. She would actually keep all these different things going so that she could have a steady stream of children. Okay? She was a submarine pilot. Hello, Bobby Sternheim. Don't come for me, chick. I'm just saying, listen, I know you're defending your client, but we have heard a lot, the public, and that's probably why they want to keep this from us, because, yeah, okay, let's be honest. The court of public opinion has made our decision. I want her to have a fair day. I want her to have, a fair trial, because I want definitely it to be no question about her guilt or innocence. But she is not a victim. She learned this from the best. And Jeffrey Epstein, he was like I say, Kevin Samuels, I bring him up. He was not a high value man that she would be with. This is a guy who was just from the regular schmegular. He was a college dropout. And you see how they want to, when it's convenient to them, they want to appeal to that sort of like aspirational part of us. Oh, she went to a prestigious international school, Oxford, and she had influential friends. Yeah. So what about her is weak? What about her is a weak woman? She is a very capable, very shrewd, crafty female. And according to the reports of the victim's survivors, she was involved in these acts. She didn't just deliver them to him, she was involved. She has kink to her too. She was undressing in front of them. She was grooming them. Grooming is a very sick practice, and the groomer can take a long time grooming. They are very patient, and this is a very methodical, very well thought out program. She started undressing in front of them, getting them to feel like maybe she was like an auntie or a sister or a mother figure. They came from broken homes, So, and a lot of them went through abuse. They were molested in these situations. So their boundaries were, compromised, and they trusted her. She got their trust. She took them on shopping trips. She took them to see movies. She got into their, lifestyle. She wanted to know everything about them. In fact, one sister, remember I was trying to remember why there were two names that said farmer? It's because there are two farmer sisters. One of them, she was a scheduler who worked in his New York townhouse, and she happened to be talking to Ghislaine. Now, Ghislaine was always listening to, I guess, where she could get in. And this young woman, she was talking about her little sister, her teenage sister, who was about to go on her prom. And she was saying, yeah, I think she's starting to think about colleges. And Ghislaine was like, oh, is she? So she steps in now. She has her in. So she's going to talk about, oh, maybe I could help her. And they made it like they had this program, this college entry kind of thing to get them ready for college. They flew her out with, under the guise, I'll say allegedly, this is her testimony. You can look it up. The farmer woman, not Maria Farmer, but the other farmer, Annie Farmer. And she said that they even got the trust of her mother, thinking that she was going to the New Mexico ranch, and it would be other young people that would be there. And this was some kind of program for college acceptance. When she got there, no other young people were there. She was 16 or 15 years old. No one was there. So, what are you going to do? Can you imagine what that feels like? You're 15, 16, and you've been like told all this stuff, your parents, your older sister, you're trusting this woman and this man. And she flies from her home. I forget, I guess it was in Florida, because they did a lot of this stuff in the Florida area. So she flies to New Mexico. This might have been her first time ever going out of town. Who knows? And yeah, the Zorro Ranch. There you are, the Zorro Ranch. Hey, Karen, our Harlem Sentinels here. Hello, Karen. How are you? Thanks for joining. So they get her out to the Zorro Ranch, and she's the only one, like I said. And it was unspeakable things they did to this young, I'll say, child. Horrible. And Ghislaine she was right there doing it. She was a part of it, according to this testimony. How is she a victim? So, people, I don't know what it's going to take. I don't. I mean, I know everything's been rigged and everything, but we've got to step up our praying. We have got to be concerned about this. This is massive. It is so big. So she is one of the brave women, Sarah Ransom. So I'm making sure that we know the names of these women. So there you are. Pray. Keep her in your prayers. And I just want to say this, okay? And you can borrow this. Like I said, anything, any memes that I create, you are welcome to them. But this was something that I was fired up, and I just said, sex trafficking of children cannot succeed without women. I want you to really meditate and just marinate on that. For all of these, for whoever may watch this, and you feel that Ghislaine is some kind of, she is some, pitiful woman who's been tricked by this, man, this mogul. I want you to know that we are onto this whole operation. We are understanding this. We have been studying this for how long now? Many of us have been down these rabbit holes. We have not gotten a full night's sleep since we learned about this. This is why we are called conspiracy theorists, Q-tards, and all this stuff that they want to discredit us about. No, you're not going to do that. We're not going to care about the names that are thrown our way because we're in this movement for children. That is what got us on this battleground in the first place. It wasn't about anything else but children. And we're not going to stop. So I'm going to repeat what I just read. Sex trafficking of children cannot succeed without women. And this is a very disturbing red pill to swallow. Women are what makes this industry successful. Men could not pull this off without women. And this is very disturbing to any women who want to make us feel like we're so perfect. We don't do any wrong. No. This has been one of the worst things for me to come to grips with when I first realized this about women preying on children. Because I've had this just delusional thinking that women always protect children. And then I came across Chrissy Teigen and her tweets. I won't even get into that. So again, men could not pull off sex trafficking of children without women. I feel like I'm getting mad. And sex trafficking of children will end when women end it. And I'm going to stand by that. I don't care who I offend. I'm going to repeat it. Sex trafficking of children will end when women end it. Try that on. Hi there, DCD. I haven't seen you in a while. Great to see you here. This is a sobering fact. This trial will be so revealing. Yes. You agree? It came to me. It just came to me today. And I made this meme. Like I've told you, I am going to start to populate. I created a, what is it? I told you, because I hardly go on this site anymore, but it's a good place to have curated things. And what did I say? I told you guys that I was going to have a new Pinterest. So when I populate more of it, I'll let you know. And these are kind of the things I'll have on there. So if you want to pull things off, you are welcome to take these things and share them out, and do whatever. They are not, I don't own these things. The inspiration comes, I share it, I might create it, and it's open season for you to share. Okay. So I know it's heavy. I know the room is a bit heavy. I know I feel it. But on that note, I'm going to end on a lighter note. Okay. I went from one extreme to another because, we were laughing a little bit. Who remembers this character since we were talking about the OJ trial? Does anybody know who this is? I'm sorry, you guys. I had to lighten it up. It was getting heavy. Anybody know? Come on, Chatmosphere. Who is this? You agree, Tracy? Hey, Tracy. Thanks for joining. You agree. I'm in total agreement with you. This may be a crazy question, but how do we end it? We have to come together and figure this out, Tracy. I mean, I don't have all the answers, but I know that together we can come up with. Yeah, it was based on Johnny Cochran. Who it was? Okay, does anybody? Yes, he was on Seinfeld, Carol. He was one of my favorite characters. I watched Seinfeld. Okay, so his name was Jackie Childs. Okay. And he's played by, if anybody remembers Mission Impossible, do you remember the black dude on Mission Impossible? This is his son, Phil Morris. I believe Phil. Yeah, Phil Morris. He was on the soap operas. Do you guys remember him? But anyway, yeah, it was one of OJ's lawyers. This was a satirical take on OJ's lawyers, but it was super hilarious. Okay. So his name was Jackie Childs on the show. Greg Morris. Thank you. I need you guys. Yes, he was hilarious, wasn't he? Okay, yeah. So he would say, he would give like Kramer like all this like legal advice. He was, yeah, Kramer's lawyer. Thank you. I love you guys. So he was Jackie Childs and he would answer the phone and he would always say, I am shocked and chagrined. And I would say that all the time. I am shocked and chagrined. So yeah, I am shocked and chagrined. But anyway, yeah, I just had to leave on a little light note, everybody. So yes, Greg Morris's son from am I right about the show Mission Impossible? Because I used to watch that when I was little. My grandmother used to watch. Yes, the case. Hey, the coffee case Kramer got. Yes, he was burned. Yeah, and he would call Jackie Childs. Hi, I'm Jackie Childs. I am shocked and chagrined. And he would tell Kramer not to talk, right? And Kramer would always mess up and talk and mess up. That was his tagline. I am shocked and chagrined. Oh my gosh. So that's it for tonight, everybody. I don't know how much of this trial I can put up with, but there are some good people if you want to follow. Let me give you some people that I started finding. Yeah, it was Mission Impossible. I was right. Okay, yeah, Greg Morris, Phil Morris, yeah. So anyway, let me give you a couple of, if you're still dealing with Twitter, there are a couple of good people covering this coverage, okay? Now, we talked about the hashtags yesterday. If you want to share things, you could say Maxwell Trial Tracker, or, just Maxwell Trial, Ghislaine Maxwell Trial. There's somebody called Inner City Press, and he is going through this. He lives right there in New York, so he's done other trials, and he is excellent. Okay, and there is a Adam Klasfeld, and then the guy tomorrow, Golden Renaissance Productions on YouTube. That's the guy that he was flooded. I told you. You could check him out. Okay, and then there's a man named Mark Connolly, and they are doing some amazing updates. And then, of course, I want to give a shout out to the Miami Herald. We have excellent reporting. They were the ones that really advocated. So you have Julie K. Brown, if you want to follow her on Twitter, Julie K. Brown at the Miami Herald. Amazing work. Okay, so I want to thank you all. Love you. And I will see you possibly tomorrow. If there's anything, I don't know. This trial is going to go on for approximately, is it 6 weeks? Okay. And hi, Deborah. Thank you for joining. I'm so glad to see you. Love you. Thank you. Thank you. Love you too. This is fabulous. Oh, thank you, Salty Moabs. Thank you, Tracy. Oh, thank you. I'm going to do my best to cover this as best as I can. Just give my perceptions and things like that and just share with you and see what you have to say. But I want to thank you again. I love you all, and I will see you possibly tomorrow. But I'll be creating memes and things. And if I have enough in the Pinterest, I'll go ahead and share that link. I want to fill it up a little bit and then share the link, okay? And I'm doing as much as I can on on Telegram, and my Telegram stuff is below. It'll be in the description, and if you want to tip your hostess, this is where you could do it. Okay, and I want to say thank you again, and I will see you. Candace is here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You will tune in tomorrow. Thank you. Good night, Joyce. Good night. Love you too. Oh, wow. DT girl, I haven't seen you in a while. We've been on this road like for 2 years. It's been amazing. Thank you. Love you, Emily. Roxanne, thank you. Thank you. Meep. That's right. White Medea stayed to the end. Oh my goodness, we're gonna have to tuck her in. I'm glad you were here. Love you, White Medea. Uma for freedom. Love you, love you. Betty Daly, this is so great to see you. I'm glad you still love me. I love you. Hey there, music lover. You're welcome. Thank you. MJ, thank you. Love to the chatmosphere. That's right. I came up with that name. I don't know why. I'm so crazy. All right, Sunny Day. Thank you. All right, everybody, take care.